Hello everybody! So I was thinking what I could do this Friday before I let you go into the weekend, because this time we are going to have a weekend and we are coming back on Monday. And I thought maybe it would be a good idea to do something that fits both life and business. And thinking about that, I thought about some of the latest posts, and I thought about the plastic challenge. This is not necessarily a part of this mastermind, but it had a huge resonance in some groups. In some groups, very, very positive. In some groups, very, very negative. It was really surprising, considering that it was just about a plastic challenge of picking up 10 pieces of plastic a day. How this was born was that I saw an article somewhere or a video somewhere where somebody had crossed across the ocean and sailed across the ocean and picked up plastic on the way. And then was made fun of because A, it wouldn't make a difference just to pick up a little bit of plastic. And B, well, if somebody should be picking up the plastic, then it should be another nation, right? So it's about who is going first. And also, does it make a difference? So let's take the does it make a difference part first. I don't know how many of you know this metaphor or this story, but it made a huge impact on me when I was a little girl. And there is this boy who goes across the beach, and he sees all these starfish that have been put up on the beach by the tide, and they can't get back, and they're dying basically. And then he sees this old man who picks up one by one and puts them back into the ocean. But there are thousands of them, and the old man can not possibly save them all. So the little boy goes up to the old man and says, "Why are you doing this? I mean, it's just a drop in the bucket. You're never going to be able to save them all. Why? I mean, what does it matter?" And the old man picked up the next starfish, put her lovingly back into the ocean, and said, "It matters to her." See, if we go first, a lot of times maybe we only do a little bit, but each piece of plastic that we pick up can actually save one life. And it will matter to that one life, because plastic is something that kills wildlife. But what is even more important about this plastic challenge is that, and I don't know if it had anything to do with the plastic challenge at all, but I saw several posts afterwards where things were being done. All of a sudden there was a beach cleanup here and there, and then a company decided to get rid of their plastic, right? So sometimes it may have nothing to do with the post, but it may have something to do with the post. And a lot of times you just motivate other people who motivate other people again. And I can see in a lot of nations where they have had these plastic challenges for years, in schools, for example, that a lot of the beaches are much cleaner than where they didn't have them. Because it's part of, if you keep picking up the plastic, you do become aware of the garbage that you produce. You do become aware of other people throwing away the garbage as well, right? So there is a little bit of peer pressure then all of a sudden if you see that somebody else is making your life worse. But what is more important, you look at yourself and you think, okay, maybe this piece of plastic I should actually put in the garbage. And if everybody does that, if one person only does that, it may not make much of a difference, but if everybody does it, it does make a difference. Now, to the other point of who goes first. Well, one thing I must say is life is short, and there are some opportunities that will never come back. So if you have an opportunity now to make a difference in the environment, one thing you don't want to live with is regret. Because sometimes there is this chance there, and if you would just go forward and do it and grab a hold of it, it could change your entire life. But if you hesitate, or you wait for somebody else, or you think that somebody else should really make the first move, or you think, okay, maybe it's not appropriate, and you think about it a little bit more, that chance may be gone, and it may be gone forever. And the life that you were supposed to lead, the life that you were prepared for decades, is going to be gone. Life is very short. There may be an opportunity out there for you where you could make a massive difference. And if you seize the opportunity, you could make that difference, and make that difference in a much better way than somebody else who may come along and just take that opportunity away from you. And they may not care as much as you do. They may not have the skills that you do, right? So if you see an opportunity there, go for it, and do never apologize for love. Love is never wrong. Never. The actions you take on the basis of love may be questionable at times if it's physical actions, but love itself is never wrong. Look at how you express it. Don't expect anything back. Certainly don't expect a horse trade where you expect certain things back, but never apologize for loving anyone, be it a person or an animal. And I see that in a lot of environmentalists, that they kind of, they love animals and they really have a connection to them, but then they kind of feel ashamed to admit it because it's seen as weak. No, it is not weak. It is not weak to love another species. It is not weak to protect the weak. That is what the hero does. So don't let them tell you that there's something wrong with it. And that's what I wanted to let you into the weekend with. So, if you have a chance there and it is the love of your life, do take it because it may never come back.